Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey, and we're going to make a fun fold card today. How's everyone doing? Just going to give a second to see if anybody's popping on and to make sure I'm on my page. And I am. A little crooked here. One day I'm going to have everything straight right from the beginning. Alright. So, we are going to make a fun fold card today. I'm using the Garden Birdhouses stamp set, which one of my customers shared on my blog, which I ask everybody to do. If you, hi Rosie. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live, Rosie. I was just having a coughing attack right before I started. So anyway, so she shared a card and she used the Garden Birdhouses with it, and I really liked it, so I decided I'm going to do that. And that's what I told her. I said I'm kind of casing her card, but not really. I already had the DSP plan that I was using. So we are going to use the New Horizon DSP, and this paper kind of does everything for you. I mean, all you have to do is put this piece on a card base, put a sentiment on it, and it's done. Hi, Amy. Watching while you're driving. Yeah, well, be careful about that, Amy. Listen while you're driving. That would be a little safer. I need it. What do I need? Oh, nice. I've been doing really good, and then all of a sudden, Rosie, right before I went live, the coughing started. I'm like, great. So anyway, we're using the New Horizon, and I thought I would show everybody the paper. I mean, this is great background paper. It's like watercolor, just watercolor paper, and a lot of it you can, like, I used this one on my card the other day, and it kind of did everything for me. Hi Carol, thanks for joining. I just stamped birds on it. But the paper is really pretty. This is the one we're using today, but I had to cut the whole top off because we're only using the bottom section of it. That's the other side. This is all the paper. It's really pretty. When I saw it at first, it wasn't one of the first things I bought. And then I saw it getting used. Hi Jillian, hi Barbara, thanks for joining. I saw it getting used and I really liked it. So I decided I really had to have it. Here's another one that just put it on a card base, maybe stamp a tree in it, put a sentiment. It's done for you. Most of them are like that. This makes a great background or sky. This one here, my daughter saw it and she thought galaxy right away. This one here kind of looks like a snowstorm, which I believe we're supposed to be having this weekend. But anyway, that's the paper. I just wanted to remind everybody about a couple things, or show everybody. We have this new all-together set that is available for, hi Debbie, thanks for joining. One of my favorite, it is, Amy, I'm really loving it. This set will be available starting February 1st until May 2nd. It's called All Together. There is a stamp set, or it's a bundle, or you can get just a stamp set or just the dies. There's some black and white paper and the Stampin' blends, which I did purchase already. I bought the Stampin' blends. This is the selection, and they don't go by color. They go by number 100 to 1,000. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400, and so on. Okay? And they're just skin tone colors. But really, you can use them for anything. as soon as I saw the markers, I had to get them. That's like a must-have for me, all these, the Stampin' Blends markers, and as I'm dropping them off. And what I did with them is I put together a sheet. Now, I did have this side done with like petal pink, just different skin tones with the Stampin' Blend markers that you can use. Well, then I had to do this side. So I have them all, they're all at my fingertips, so if I want to see what color I want to use first, because sometimes you look at the cap and it's not the same as what comes out sometimes. So I just printed the paper out and then scribbled a little bit of each color on it so you could see them all. And the other thing I just want to remind everybody is Celebration is going on right now. So for any order of $50 or more, you get to choose free product. It's the Daffodil Delight paper, or Daffodil Afternoon, sorry. Stamp sets. There's a lot of great things in this one. This marble paper. Then there's a couple items that are for $100 or more. Hi, Shirley. Thanks for joining. But this is going on until February 28th, so if you haven't gotten your order in yet and you want any of the Celebration things, don't wait too long, because if they run out of them, I don't know if they're going to be getting them back. Okay, let's get started. All right, so we're starting right from the beginning. And I'm going to hope that we can get all this in, because I didn't push everything back as far as I normally do. Hang on a minute, let me... Just going to move a few things out of the way so I have more room for my my trimmer. All right. So we are starting with a panel of Pale Papaya, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm doing all the scoring and cutting for you here. All right, we're going to start by scoring it at excuse me, at 5 1/2. And I did put, I don't know if you could see, I put a piece of Post-it note tape underneath my measurements, because when I put dark cardstock in, I can't see the numbers. So, all right, so scored it at 5 1/2. That's just one of the scores on it, okay? And we are going to score it at, we're going to start on the end. This is the front of the card now. This will be the back. Okay. I got a wrinkled spot, so that's the back now. Okay. So we're going to start by scoring at 3/8, which is right before the 1/2 inch mark. Then we're going to score it at 1 7/8. All the measurements will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampingdesigns.com. The measurements will be there, the cardstock, everything. So this was 1 7/8. Now we're going to 3 5/8, which is an 1/8 of an inch past that 1/2 inch mark. And then we're going to score it at 5 1/8. Which is right there. Okay. So, we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to do all our folding and burnishing. Let me use this end. Okay, so scored it in half. Then the 5 1/8 inch score line we're folding back, and all the rest we're folding forward. Or these two, and then we're going to fold this last one back a little, but I'm not really going to burnish it too much. Okay, and of course I forgot to get out my tearing tape. I'm going to put a piece of tearing tape, and I'm not watching for, hi Jamie, I'm not watching comments right now, because I'm trying to make sure I get all this right. All right, so I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape right between the 5 1/8 and the 5 1/2 inch. Because I want that to stay closed. I don't want that to open. I'm just going to... That's not going to work. Did I get it? No, I'm lifting up the tape. So we're just going to fold that over, give it a good press. There we go. So it's a bay window. It's going to be a bay window card. So it'll stand up like that. All right. So we're going to. That's all we have to do on the cardstock right now. We're going to cut the paper. This is where it gets a little tricky. And I couldn't even really do this with scrap paper because I needed to make sure things lined up and I had them right. So I have a piece of the DSP, okay? I cut this down to 4 1/8. So I cut the top section off because I wanted the flowers in it, okay? But it is still by 6 inches. So it's 4 1/8 this way by 6. All right, our first cut is going to be, we're going to cut 1 5/8 inch off. So we're going to cut this section off, which works out because that's the flowers. All right, then we're going to cut it at 1 3/8. You have to make sure you keep these in order for when you put them back on. So we got 1 3/8. Excuse me, and then 1 5/8 again. And we will be left with a piece that is 1 3/8. So we're using the whole 6 inches. Now we're done with the trim. Well, not really, but okay. So these are the pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them together because I wanted to stamp on them, but I didn't want to stamp until after I cut because I want to make sure of where I'm stamping. All right, so on this side, this is where I'm going to put the birdhouse over here. And I'm just going to get my early espresso. And I have the birdhouse pole, we're going to call it. I think it's got to go that way. All right, and we're just going to stamp it. Hang on a minute. I need to put a piece of scrap paper. The other day, I didn't have paper, and I had ink everywhere. I had to redo a card because there was just, I just had ink everywhere. The darker colors tend to take a little bit longer to dry, so at least if I stamp on scrap paper, I can move it. So we're just going to stamp it right in the middle, like that. All right, and then I'm going to take, what is it? I'm going to take my soft suede Stampin' Blends marker, and I'm just going to lightly color it in. There we go. All right, and now we're going to put this back together again. I don't think I need my scrap paper. All right, and then I have the trees, the tree image from the stamp set that I dropped. Here you go. On the horizon, I just wanted the tree image just to put out in the field, or whatever you want to call. Yeah, it's the fields. So we're going to put them we're going to put them right around here. And I'm doing those in Evening Evergreen. The Evening Evergreen, I love Evening Evergreen. But for some reason, on the camera, when you take pictures, it comes out black. But there is Evening Evergreen in this, so that's why I used this one. We're just going to stamp them right like that. So you see them, but they don't jump out at you too much. We are going to let that dry for a second, and we're going to adhere, whoops, get that one out of the way. We're going to start adhering, and I'm using liquid glue because I want to make sure these are straight and they have a little bit of wiggle room. So we're going to be like that. I keep hearing we're supposed to be getting snow this weekend. I'm not, as much as I love the snow, and as much as I love this, you know, a nice good snowstorm, the way things have been this winter so far, I'm ready for spring. I'm hoping spring I'll stop coughing, everything's going to be all better. Whoops. And this is why I use liquid glue. Have a little bit of time just to move it if I have to. And it gives just that little bit in between each one. And we're going to put, this will be the last one. And what I'm really doing, I'm making sure the top and bottom are lined up. And then I just kind of I'm moving it around a little with the liquid glue. So then when it folds, this is what you're going to see. You sent me the snow, Rosie? That was so nice. So when I was leaving work today, I said to my boss, I said, well, I guess I'll see you on Monday. I have to work on Saturday. He goes, no, if it snows, I'll be here. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, I don't have an excuse. This isn't staying open. I said, I don't have an excuse. I walk to work. So I have no excuse that I can't make it in. I think only one time we had a blizzard here, and the plow went down our main road, but we could not get out of our road. I actually had to climb over this mound of snow to get out to the main road so I could get to work. Okay, and then we're going to put this piece right here, and actually I'm going to make sure, yep, everything's lined up. I'm going to put that one right like that. And we're going to hope that we're getting it straight here. All right, then I have a piece of soft succulent, which is 4 1/8 by 3 3/4. And what I'm going to do is from the 3 3/4 side, 3 3/4. So this is 4 1/8 this way, 3 3/4. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off. So I'm going to cut it at a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to cut another 1/4 inch. So I'm going to cut it at 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Then this piece, we're going to adhere right inside. And these two pieces we will put on either end. And again, I'm using liquid glue, so I have that little bit of wiggle room. Not sure. Are you talking to me, Rosie, or were you talking to Jamie? Oh, Jamie. Jamie loves the snow. I love the snow too. It's been a rough couple months here. So that's why I just want spring here. Okay, so we have that one, and I have glue all over my fingers. And I'm going to adhere this other 1/4 inch on the other side. Don't forget, just like Jillian does just about every week, if you make the card, post it under my post on my Facebook page, because I would love to see your take on it and see what paper you use for it. This right in place. Sorry, I'm kind of holding my breath as I'm putting this piece down. There we go. And I'm going to adhere this inside, and then I do have a white. Actually, I'm going to wait with this one because I want to put the white the white panel on it. I like doing the white panel and gluing the whole thing in at once. Now, I did stamp ahead of time the... You have over a foot of snow already, Debbie? Ugh. I stamped the birdhouse on a piece of, just a scrap piece of In Good Taste wood grain paper, and then I fussy cut it. This was easy fussy cutting, all straight lines. And I'm going to just pop this up on here, but I'm going to use, oh, and I also stamped it on, or I adhered it to a piece of white cards, basic white cardstock, because I wanted to make sure it had a little bit of stability. So I am going to adhere this, but I only want to put the dimensionals here because this flap needs to slide underneath. So let me make sure I have the right, yep, this side. I can't see my dimensionals here. So I'm gonna actually put a row of them. I'm gonna put 3, which seems like a lot, but I need this. This is going to be holding the bay window part in place. So we're going to go just like that. And then we are going to adhere this. Oh, this panel keeps wanting to close on me. I'm going to adhere this kind of in the middle-ish, if that makes sense. Right like that. And then this will go slide right underneath to hold the bay window open. Hi, Donna. Thanks for joining. Recognize the birdhouse? This was the idea that I got from you. Thank you. All right, now I'm going to do the inside, which is just very, very easy. So now this piece is down to 3 1/4 by 4 1/8, and this one I believe is 3. Is this 3? Yeah, 3. This one here is 3 by 3 7/8. I guess so. I cut it a 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, so we're going to stamp the sentiment on this one, which I just have birthday wishes, and I think we're going to stamp it in soft succulent. try to get this straight. I like the photopolymers because it's easier for me to get things straight with these. It'd be a lot easier if I hold the stamp the right way. That wouldn't have been good. I just stamped it with birthday wishes. And I'm just going to put the flower image from the Garden Birdhouse. What's that? I forget the name that I'm using. Yeah, Garden Birdhouses. Just going to put the floral image down on the bottom. I think I have a smaller one. I'm just going to, just like that. Okay, we adhere this to the soft succulent. Just like that. And just use a little liquid glue and adhere this to the inside. And the card will be done. And then we just have to do the envelope real quick. And there you have it. You'd have to adjust it a little bit before you stand it up, but you have your bay window fold card. Thanks, Rosie. All right, my envelope, here we go. Now, the top, this is the top piece of the DSP, which I was very upset to cut off. Now, it's not quite the 2 1/4 inches, but that's okay. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to adjust the envelope so that this goes on the back. And there's enough adhesive, you know, to seal the envelope. So we're just going to trim that just a little bit. So we just put it down just like I always do, just below the fold. I don't like going right to the top because sometimes when you go to seal the envelope, it doesn't, if the card is a little thick, which this one might be a little bit. And we're just going to trim this up. Trim the 2 sides first. And then we're just going to trim the envelope. And it's still going to work. It's still going to seal. So if you don't have that piece that's 2 1/4 inches, if you're short, you could still make it work and decorate your envelope. And there's still enough adhesive to seal your envelope. There you go. Just going to stamp the front a little bit. I think we're going to stamp the birdhouse on the one side, and we'll stamp some of the flowers on the bottom. I need my scrap paper again. I'm going to stamp down a little bit further. I'm not going to stamp all the way up. Oops. And then we're going to stamp the birdhouse in the early espresso also. Glue on my fingers. We're going to try to get this right on the top. Not too bad. And then we'll stamp some of the flowers on the bottom. lost my small flower. There we go. This one on this side. And we're going to take that soft suede marker that I lost. And there it is. And just very light. Normally I put something inside, but I'm just very lightly color that in. And there you go. A window card. And I am encouraging you to make this card and post your version below mine on Friday on my Facebook page. Well, mine will be live on Friday on my Facebook page. You can post yours whenever you get it done. But it's super simple. The DSP did most of the work. I just did the scoring, and then once you score it, you just need something here. Oh, I forgot. All things to forget. I have a sentiment for the front. So let's put that on real quick. And let's see, we're going to put it, so I need to make sure these are in further. I'm going to put it in this middle section. I cannot believe I almost forgot that. Another one right in the middle. All right. So we're going to put this right like that, right below the trees. There we go. Now the card's done. Oh, actually, yeah, I know I keep saying it's done, and then I forget I needed my embellishment. I can't do a card without embellishments. Oh, this, I had stamped the sentiment. That is from the Garden Birdhouses. I stamped that ahead of time, and I cut it using the ornate frames. These, I've been using these a lot. You get all different sizes, and I use this one here to cut it out ahead of time. So I did do that ahead of time. And I wanted to put my little brushed brass butterfly. I can't say that fast. Put the butterfly there. And I really like these. These are the Pebble Embellishments. And I just need to have it on the bottom. Come on. So we're just going to put a few stones on the bottom that are along the path that whoever's walking on this path. Put one right up here. Okay, well that's staying since it's stuck. And there we go. This time I'm really done. I did have everything here. Like I said, all the measurements will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampindesigns.com. And it will also be on my Facebook page. It will be posted, and in the comments, I would love to see your card, so please add photos of your cards in the comments, right? And I will plan on being back next Wednesday. Hopefully everything's going to stay good. My coughing's under control now. Don't forget, we're going to be down to our last month of celebration. So if there's anything you've been wanting, don't forget to grab it. And also, right now, there is an awesome joining special going on. For $99, you can get like $176 worth of product. For $99, you get to pick $125 of product of your choice for a starter kit. And then you get to pick 2 free stamp sets of your choice. And this is, you know, to join, you get to the perks of being a demonstrator, the discount, along with getting to order things early, going to events that we have. So if you are interested, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. I'd love to have you on the team. Just contact me, creativestampindesigns@gmail.com, and I can be in touch with you and we can talk about it. All right? Thanks for joining today, everybody, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.